ABC 15's Matt Barbour shows us the message behind the message on the marquee at Christ the Servant Lutheran Church in Conway.
His dedication to this encourages me. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 times during the year that he doesn't change it out.
Somebody's got to do it, okay?
Ron Dusterhoft has changing the sign at Christ the Servant Lutheran Church down to a science. First, removing the letters from last week's message, placing them on his handy ladder.
It does give me a place to put the letters.
Then visualizing the pastor's request before putting it on the board.
I may have to make this into 3 lines because if you run these too close together, it's hard to read coming down the highway.
He gets to work.
I like to, I don't know, work alone or behind the scenes or whatever.
Placing and shuffling.
I'm always worried I'm going to misspell something. But it's only happened once.
Church pastor Rick Weidman says simply the sign serves as a marketing tool.
Inevitably, somebody's going to get stuck right in front of our church.
The messages can vary from inspirational to funny, but for Weidman, it's Ron who lives out the true meaning of the sign.
He is definitely following Christ's example.
And whether it's Ron people in the community talk about, which they do.
Then she says, you know, there's this guy with his white pickup truck changing the sign. I said, well, that's me.
Or it's the message itself that gets people's attention. Ron wholeheartedly believes in his mission.
Maybe it's changed their mind about something, even if they don't come and join the church or something.
If you're looking for a sign, Ron's got it.
Gotta have the last word, apologize.
In Conway, Matt Barbour, ABC 15 News.
Love it. The pastor comes up with most of the messages on his own. He says some of them are borrowed and tweaked a bit. We did the math. Ron has changed that sign more than 150 times in 3.5 years he's been doing it. Thank you, Ron.
What is there to be afraid of at our age?
Maureen is still getting used to the ring on her finger and her new last name.
N-A-U-R-E-E-N.
Okay, and your new last name?
Osborne.
But she's already comfortable in her new role as Roger's wife.
Be nice.
These lovebirds are often seen cruising the halls of the Compass Post-Acute Rehabilitation Center in Conway.
Leave my head alone.
No.
Which is where they met when Roger moved in back in March.
He has this devilish smile.
I was scared to talk to her for 2 or 3 days. Then we was having lunch in the dining room, and I asked her would she marry me.
As simple as that.
It's exciting. You'll get occasional flings, you know, but nothing that has ever grown into a marriage, which is pretty cool.
The couple wed in a simple ceremony last month.
It was nice to see how everybody was so involved and sunk their hearts into it and made it a special day.
Just like any other newlyweds, they have newlywed problems.
I love to sleep.
Don't wake her up.
2 or 3 hours sleep is all he needs.
But they want people to know their marriage is as real as it gets.
God just sent me to her.
They say at their ages, Maureen 77 and Roger 70, they weren't expecting this new chapter, but it's one they embrace happily.
She helps me, and I help her.
I love the man to death, and I think he feels the same about me. A little one.
In Conway, Matt Barbour, ABC 15 News. This is the scene along Lee's Landing Circle as many people are now living in a water world essentially cut off from the rest of society. They say they are anxiously awaiting to see just how high the Waccamaw will rise.
You got to boat in and out every day just to get to work.
Ricky Gardner makes another trip to bring in food for his wife and gas for his generator. Boats and kayaks line the rising shoreline on Lee's Landing Circle in Conway.
This came up a good foot. Yeah.
Gardner has lived in Lee's Landing for 30 years.
I think this is about the worst.
He says the hardest part is waiting to see just how high the water will rise.
Oh, it's rough, man. You know, we got the animals, can't leave the animals, and My wife, she's depressed.
To give you an idea of how fast the water is rising, this is video of downtown Conway taken on Wednesday. You could still get to the front door of Riverside Restaurant. Now, 48 hours later, the water has swallowed up more of Elm Street.
I was here yesterday morning about the same time, and people was going in and out the restaurant, and I was parked on the other side over there, but now you see you can't park there now.
Eddie Bellamy says he's praying for those along the banks.
This whole parking lot may be on the water soon.
In the meantime, back in Lee's Landing,
We're just going to try to ride it out. We don't have money to go nowhere else, to get a motel or nothing.
and Garner tells me this may just be the last straw. He says he is seriously considering moving away from here. On Lee's Landing Circle in Horry County, I'm Matt Barbour, ABC 15 News.
Happy birthday to you. I'm going to be 98 years old.
Ted Ross has worked at the Dillards at Coastal Grand Mall since it opened 11 years ago.
How are you? Good, thank you.
He loves his customers.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Don't forget to come in again and spend money.
And they love him right back.
I enjoy life, and I never expected all of this happening today. That's wonderful. How about that?
This World War II vet and Silver Star recipient is as spry as ever and says working keeps him active.
It keeps you healthy.
He even recently renewed his driver's license.
It's 5 years, and it's good till I'm 103. So naturally, I'm going to use it all up.
Ross is full of stories.
You should have known by now. I talk a lot.
And he's full of jokes, too.
They say that I have to increase the sales, otherwise I have to get out of here.
For him, it's much more than just making a sale, which, by the way, he's very good at.
This used to be, or still is, of course, but it's one of our better towels. You know, I like it. I like people. It's a good world.
It's about making genuine connections.
I find, give it that. There you are.
As you can probably tell, he doesn't plan on slowing down anytime soon.
The doctor says that he's not going to look at me anymore because he says I'm more healthier than he is.